What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Gotta Watch 'Em All, episode 47, the podcast where we cover Pokemon in all its forms before doing a watch-along of every single episode of Pokemon the series, starting back at episode 1. But Adam, today we are going to be watching episode 47, Who Gets to Keep Togepi. My name is Ken Pescator. I'm joined by my co-host Adam. Adam, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, as always. Welcome to the show, guys.
Got a good show today, man. I'm really excited.
It's a banger.
We will have an interview. Adam and I were fortunate enough to speak with Hunter from Zaba TV. We've been talking about custom cards on the show for a couple episodes now, and kind of the rabbit hole and how this all started with us kind of, this piquing our interest. And it really, the Zaba TV was the catalyst for me to really dig in to this whole network of artists and community with the custom card scene. And Adam was the one that found it. So it's come full circle and he's on the show today. So in just a couple minutes, you'll hear that interview. It was a blast to have him on. But today's show is going to be brought to you by the newly redesigned GottaWatchEmAll.com. The new website is up and live. We would appreciate it if you were to check it out. We have a full RSS feeds of this show as well as our Lured Up podcast, our Pokemon Go show. And then we have links to all our social and different stuff that we're doing, streams and all that good stuff. So everything is up there. Check out the blog, contact us, leave us a message, and we'd love to feature you on the show. On today's episode, like I said, we have the Zaba TV interview. We're going to talk about Shiny Zygarde is kind of in the spotlight this month. We have a distribution coming up and also a new TCG box. Pokemon Go is just completely off the rails. It's just been event after event. I mean, it just never stops, so there's plenty going on in that game. The Ultra No Holds Barred online competition in the VG is going on right now. That's pretty much by the time this comes out, the tournament itself, or the competition itself, will be in mid-swing. There's new pins. We love our pins. And there's new pins available. Dude, there's new pins at the Pokémon Center. And there's some really good ones in this batch. And then finally, we're going to wrap up our show with an anime watch-along of episode 47, Who Gets to Keep Togepi? I have an idea. I have a guess at who gets to keep Togepi.
Me.
And no. All right. So let's jump into the TCG here, and let's talk about this Shiny Zygarde box that's coming out. I was able to dig up a link from PokeBeach from 4 months ago. This is it's crazy how PokeBeach gets this information so early because they're so tied into the Japanese market for the TCG. But they said 4 months ago, they say, hey, in June, you guys have a Shiny Zygarde GX box coming to America and Europe on June 1st. And what would you know? This box is actually going to be released here in the States, and it will have a super nice 50% form of Zygarde as a shiny. I would imagine this art is going to be pretty dang awesome because 50% form Zygarde is pretty wild looking.
Yeah, I love the white and the green. It's just something about it. It's like super alien-like.
Yeah, it's totally weird. In true Zygarde form, no pun intended. But this is going to have the Shiny Zygarde GX, a jumbo version of that card, 4 boosters, and of course the code card. I thought I saw somewhere that this was going to be with a vinyl figure. So I'm not sure if this box will. We don't have images of the box yet because it's unreleased and it's not up on Pokemon Center yet. But keep a lookout for this box. I mean, shiny legendaries are cool. And then we'll get into this in a moment, but this is also going to be the distribution for the video games in June as well. So it seems pretty cool. Now, Adam, I want you to kind of explain. You've had this. You were talking earlier before the show of this rekindled passion, or you've kind of fallen head over heels with the card game again. What's going on with you, man?
Everything nowadays is Nintendo's hitting us hard with the NES Mini and the Super NES Mini, and they're just hitting us right in the feels, right in the nostalgia. And I think Pokemon, is on the same boat because every single card that's coming out in this set, in the set coming, are going to be reprints, or not reprints, but reimagines of older cards, and it's this is where I came into the game, is with a lot of these cards. Right now, everybody's hyping Malamar, and that has some psychic ability that allows you to attach a psychic energy from your discard to one of your bench Pokemon, which is huge because it's just electric from Black and White days, or I don't know exactly what set it was, but that deck just rolled through everything. and the way you could tech things and just throw anything in it, it was one of the most versatile decks. And like, I'm head over heels, and I just want to get back into, I want to jump back into tournaments. I want to do something soon, because like, I'm like,
you got the itch.
Yeah, I'm itching really bad.
Well, we were talking last week about the Lycanroc theme deck from Forbidden Light has a Malamar in it, and people were raving about it because this card is going to be relevant, and they said that this card could be relevant for a long time. So get used to it now, because it's going to be around and probably be, pretty common in the meta, scene. I could see this card, showing up a lot.
Anything with colorless energies basically can take advantage of it. And even if they have one like additional, different energy that requirement that it needs, that's easily techable.
So that's awesome, man. I'm pretty excited that you're excited, and I look forward to, following your adventures as you get back into this, because it's fun for me to live vicariously through you, to see you dominate at these tournaments. I know you got it, man. So
I know I have it. I just gotta get back there.
That's so awesome. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna jump over to our interview with Zaba TV. We would appreciate it if everyone would check out his channel. I have everything listed in the description, and we have a special offer for the show on his site, Zaba.tv. If you want to purchase any cards or any products from that site, you could use the coupon code CATCHEM15. Use that and get 15% off for the show. And I would recommend everyone checks out that site. And, once you listen through the interview, I think that you're going to be excited to check it out. And once you get there, you will not be disappointed. So without further ado, here's our interview with Hunter from Zaba TV. What's going on, everyone? So we are so excited today to be joined by Hunter from Zaba TV. Hunter, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Awesome, man. We're really excited. Adam has caused this problem with me, and this sickness or this infection or some kind of weird addiction, where he turned me on to your channel. And,
yes.
Dude, and the rabbit hole is real. Like,
it is.
I fell down so hard. Like, I have no idea this even existed. Like, I've literally was a day one card player and have had cards in my life forever, and always knew about custom cards. But I never knew the extent of what goes on behind the scenes until I really found your channel. So why don't you introduce yourself, let us know about your channel, what you do, and we'll go from there.
Yes, you heard it from him. I'm Hunter from Zaba TV and Zaba Cards. And I've been a lifelong player too. I remember playground days back when I was 8 years old, and just running around trading things that didn't make any sense, Dragonairs for Charizards. And you're just looking back now going, why? And I've been a collector pretty much all my life, whether it's Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic. Right up to about Legendary Pack, I was collecting Pokemon, dropped out for the Black and White era, kind of picked back up at Roaring Skies. And that's when I really fell for it. I put this Ash Greninja video on my YouTube channel, and it was just literally my reactions. Here's 15 years of not collecting, what felt like 15 years, and it's just, okay, so here's this Ash Greninja pack. Let's open it on camera. I didn't pull anything. I pulled an Entei holographic or something. But the video went on to reach over 1 million views. It's still going to this day, and I kind of credit that at the time, because I saw it taken off. I was like, why, though? So I used a fake Ash Greninja art in the thumbnail next to an actual Ash Greninja, and people noticed that. I was like, okay, so there's something here. And I kind of seen Orica cards and these extended arts from Lunumbra and stuff, and it was this pipe dream of these people are making it, and they're making them really cool. They get featured on Kotaku. Well, maybe people like custom cards, and I did a second one, a second Ash Greninja video showing off a different art, and people liked that a lot. And I was like, well, let's make it real. So I looked up videos. I was like, how do we actually make this? And I had, coincidentally, this video from just a typical squeaker kid on YouTube that was showing how to make a custom card. And he's like, you take this acetone, you shave down this reverse foil, and you make this blank slate, and then take this art that you print, and his was just on paper. He's like, and you spray it on here, and then you're good. And it's in the grass, his camera's falling all over the place. I'm like, oh gosh, well, let's try it. And then it worked, and it looked really freaking cool. And I had 50 of them on camera, and I'm like, well, let's just have a giveaway. And then that happened, and I hit 10,000 subscribers in a month, and it's just kind of blown up from there. And I basically made a side business from this idea, and kept making arts, kept partnering with artists, and suddenly I've got 12 different artists on my website and like 300 plus designs, and I lived fully on the income from this for like 6 months of my life here, and it's just been a heck of a ride.
Dude, that's so awesome. And what really excited me about finding it was, and Adam, I credit this to Adam too. I go, this isn't just about cards. He goes, this is really about a centralization of an entire community and an aggregate of the entire culture. He goes, it's like a one-stop shop. You see so many different artists and so many different styles. Yeah. And once I saw that, I go, Adam, this is like a metaphor for Pokemon in general. Like what's going on here. It's so awesome.
Trying.
Yeah, no, that's how, like, I found Zaba through Starlight Card Art. When she posted, she tagged you in one of her posts. She's like, oh, thanks so much for, working with me or whatever. I went to your account and I was just like, what? And completely blown away. Found the Delibird GX and instantly was like, all right, purchasing it. Yes. Delibird's my favorite Pokemon. So, and then I got the Color Me cards. And the
Those are so much fun
feel
too.
of these cards are just amazing. You like talking about it doesn't do it justice. Like you need one in your hand.
You definitely need to see them. Like the color cards, something about that paper just accepts markers in a way that shouldn't be natural.
Just like sucks it up.
It doesn't. Like if you draw on it too much with a marker, it actually becomes holographic, and I don't understand that. But it's really cool to do.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but
yeah, I mean, Deoxys.
Yes. So, how did you get started with actually getting your hands really not just involved in making them yourself, but featuring other artists? Because I think that's an important part of what really drives the channel is you're featuring different artists, and in one video I could see 3 cards that are from 3 different artists. I mean, different mediums, different, just completely different styles and different tone. Like that's what I'm most interested in. Like how did that all happen? Like what was there any other place that you can kind of get all this information in one place before you?
I mean, a lot of it is kind of reaching out to somebody that's got something you don't. And I think that's not only a cornerstone of, friendship, it's also a cornerstone of business too. And I'm really good at taking something that's existing and adapting that media through Photoshop to be something else. But coming up with it off the top of my head, or like these ideas that I'm looking right now, like Trainer Mats and Pigreek, these people that just straight out draw something from scratch and a whole character and a pose and everything. I can't do that. Like that would take so many years of training. And the way that like Lunumbra and Edwin and Drew extend these arts, I can't do that either. So I'm like, you have something I don't have. And at that point, I've got this huge conglomerate of artists and people that love Pokemon. We should work together. And it really started with the first one. And then Edwin helped me out. I got Pigreek after that. I talked to Lunumbra, which was such a far reach. I was like, you're basically one of my idols going into this. And here I am working with you. And that's just insane to me. And then I got like Nefarious and Squishy and like you said, Starlight, and just all these artists kept adding on. And here we are, but it's really about making a diverse artist group, kind of the same way Pokemon does it. You've got those 2D collector cards back in the day with Pikachu drawn in front of a computer, and it's just like really child looking artwork. And then you got nowadays with full on GX cards. There's a huge diversity there of strong and cute. And I kind of wanted to mirror that.
That's awesome, and that's something we do where we actually open a booster every show. At the end of every show, we open a pack, whether it's in person or on TCGO. But we try to take the variety of art styles and artists, and we try to keep that in the forefront of how we appreciate these cards, because there's such a diversity in style that when you're ripping through a pack, it's easy to overlook, and then when you kind of take a step back and lay the cards out, you say, like, look how different these cards are. Like, this doesn't make sense.
Kidding.
They're in the same set. They're the next number in the set. Like, it doesn't should not make sense. It shouldn't work. And for whatever reason,
so different.
It just doesn't. So I'm going to recommend everyone checks out, and I'll link this in the description. I want to. You have your For Science videos that you put out, which
oh my god, that gold. Gold Rotom decks. I was like, no, I don't even have that card.
It's a series of a couple videos where you kind of deconstruct the cards
Yeah, that was...
This is what blew my mind, because I did not even think this was possible. And it completely made me understand when I would see all these custom cards for years and years and years. Then all of a sudden I was like, oh, it all makes sense now.
That's how it works.
It's so cool. So I'll link to that. Everyone should check it out. I mean, if you have any interest at all in how, these cards are constructed and how they can become, so shiny and rainbow and all this good stuff, it's incredible to see this stuff get deconstructed. So it's so cool. Like that, I think videos like that really help me appreciate the whole process of how this works. Because I would watch videos of cards being extended with just paint and actually hand painted the entire card. And that's kind of a gateway into this rabbit hole. And then you start to see the technical, kind of side to it. That's more of a mechanical thing than an artisan thing. It's like, whoa, this is a whole nother level here. It's so neat.
And the way they do texturing is really unique too. I still haven't completely gotten to the bottom of it, but it's like, not to be too technical, but it's a UV print of like translucent ink, and it raises the card, and it's so creepy creative how they do it. They like print on a metallic film. It's awesome. I love it. But I've been able to kind of create texture using like a liquid seal on top, and then some like really fine brushing. But yeah, they do magic at the Pokemon Company for sure.
So what are your goals with the channel? Like when I go to the YouTube, I get this awesome experience where I'm getting educated and I'm getting, informed. And then I go to the site and it's like, wow, this is like almost like an art gallery online. It's just like I'm browsing this and it's like, oh my goodness, this is a card that's exceptionally affordable. That's the other thing that really blew my mind about all this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I could not understand how, I was like, wow, this is so reasonable. I was so ready to go head over and just be like, here we go. I'm about to take my lickings here. And I was pleasantly surprised at how easily this whole thing is to approach as a collector.
I guess one of the biggest goals is to add a few more artists. I'm definitely approaching what I would consider a line of I've hit so many styles and there's only so many more places to go. Not to spoil or lead on too much, but I'm talking to somebody that mixes another really popular genre with Pokemon. So think game crossovers with them as characters, and that's really unique. And I'm also looking at an ultra realistic artist, and I'm talking to a couple of those, but that could fall through and really pick up a whole new genre of cards. I've dug into Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever so slightly now. I've got a Blue Eyes White Dragon on my front page, which is just bizarre and even crosses into a Pokemon art, so extended arts between multiple cards.
That's pretty wild. That's awesome.
Right? And I've done necklaces now too, where I make a miniature card and then put a hole through it for an actual necklace. I've done poster prints. I want to say the next thing beyond all this could be video game console skins. I mean, I've got this huge artist network, and I mean, we're a force to be reckoned with. We're some of the best artists that I've been able to find out there, and just amazing people. So I guess what's to stop us from putting cards that would be on your Switch or on your 3DS or something?
That's awesome. That's
great. I definitely buy into that.
Yeah. Stickers too would be the other thing. I'm looking at one right now. I've got them in my hands, but
I love a sticker junkie.
These opaque stickers that you could put on an energy and augment your existing cards without having to buy, a full construction from me. I'd like to get into that too.
Okay,
oh, wow.
that is awesome.
Next level.
Well, that's something that I have a 9-year-old son. He loves the TCG, loves Pokemon. He would go ballistic for something like that. And the Pokemon cards, my collection, my original, collection from the late 90s and all that stuff. It's, it's like the holy grail in the household, and it's one day this will be mine, he says, all the time. It's so it's so cool to be able to bond and connect, and especially with things like the Color Me cards, because this has become more of a lifestyle and culture thing that I want to keep going. So when I hear things like that, I immediately think oh my God, this would be such an amazing thing to do with my son, because you're engaging your kids, but it's also within the, in the realm we love. And I just know that he would love that. And that kind of leads into what, a sentiment that Adam was talking about. And Adam, I'd like you to go into this a little bit, but he was talking about when he received the card from Starlight and how you kind of really feel this connection, not only to the card, but to the artist. It was really personal for you, right, Adam?
it takes your like, because it's your favorite Pokemon, and you go back and forth, and she's showing me progress throughout the whole thing, and just the end result, like, whatever, even if the card was bent, like, or anything like that, it still would have that same feeling as a brand new card that there's one of, and it's mine.
Yeah. Which one did you get from Starlight over there?
It was Delibird.
Delibird? Ooh.
I reached out to her personally and was like, hey, Delibird's my favorite Pokemon. Can you make something happen? And
I like it.
And I was like, just surprised me, really, She didn't even have to send me anything, but she did. And, when I got it, it was like, I don't know, it was like a weight was lifted, and like, I love Delibird just that much more.
I totally hear you, though, yeah.
Well, see, that's like, and we definitely nerd out on the show and get on the side of, really the appreciation of the morality of Pokemon. So the connection of people and the networking of people and, artists getting together and creative networks and things like that, we love that. And, as podcasters, that's something that we try to do a lot, is collaborate with as many people as we possibly can, as many different types of people. We've had people that run Nintendo-based websites on the show. We've had other podcasters on the show. We've had, now someone who's, into the custom TCG, world. And it's, right. You connect with artists like that. I always say Pokemon is such an amazing metaphor for like all the good qualities in life. So it's such a cool parallel.
Yeah, when Pokemon Go came out, I felt comfortable being in these large crowds of people and like seeing this community drawn together. I don't really see as vast of a, social set as other mediums. Like, everybody's just very positive in Pokemon. I love that attribute about it. So, I mean, like, all the artists that I work with, I don't have any like contracts or any paperwork. It's all just word of mouth, and I've trusted them. And maybe some people would kind of scoff at that, be like, okay, but like, I mean, I've had no doubts about these people and like working with them, and it's just been perfect and good, because I mean, that's really what the community is. So it's been nice to see.
That's awesome.
What advice would you give someone who, wants to take on the task of like creating their own card, but they don't have like the experience or anything with like Photoshop or anything like that?
Well, for a while there, and I haven't done this in a little bit, but I've been considering doing like an educational side to this all, and being like a tutor of sorts to people making their own custom cards. And that's dangerous and also opportunistic at the same time. I mean, I could literally put myself out of business with my energy behind this. I could be like, here guys, here's all my top quality templates. Everybody go make them. And then I'm doomed. But
why do I got to buy this? I can just make it.
Like, not to say this too publicly, but hey, I'll tell you guys, I'll tell anybody on the podcast. Like, the images on my site have watermarks. Some of them don't. And those ones are the sizes you need to print. So I'm not against people, hopping on there for certain ones and making them at home. If you want to do that and that's more affordable for you, Pokemon's a sharing community. I mean, that's fine. But if you want something I'm creating too, I'm definitely fine with that as well. And I guess the first thing I would say is get really good at Photoshop and take a look at those templates online. There's a few DeviantArt resources for the fonts and the layouts and the pixel spread between like the attacks and the border of the cards. And all those tiny things will do so much to bring your artwork to Pokemon Company quality.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Is there, now that was one of the things that, before I held a custom card, you don't really know what they're going to feel like, because you see like the artist in the videos, sometimes you see them like manhandling the cards and, there's all this material on it. But then when you hold a card, you're like, wow, this feels so organic. Like, it feels so natural, like a real, playable card. It's pretty neat. So I'm on your site right now, and again, we're gonna drive some traffic to your site. I want people to check the stuff out. So what I'd like to do is I'd like you to pick one of your most current artists, that one of your favorite artists, and or maybe even one of these cards that are on the front page of your site. And I'd like to do a giveaway for one of our listeners, courtesy of Gotta Watch 'Em All. We're gonna give away one of these cards on your site. Why don't you pick an artist that we can feature in the giveaway?
I mean, she's been with me since the beginning, so I'm going to go with Lunumbra here. And actually, I'm going to do one on top of this too, if anybody wants to, and if it's okay with you guys. If you just go to my site, shop anything after this, and use discount code CATCHEM15. I'll get you 15% off all for your order.
Awesome. That is so
there
cool.
you go.
All right.
That'll work for anything on the site too. Okay, let's see. So Lunumbra here. If you sort by bestseller, these really honestly, it's fun because it layers out with some of my favorite cards. Like the Espeon and the Umbreon, I am dead set that those are some of the best artworks on a Pokemon card.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a Neo Discovery art between Espeon and Umbreon on these like Incan pyramid pillars, and they're both facing each other, and the arts continue between the cards. Like, that is cool. So I can even send you guys out a couple of these. Like, more people need to see that card.
All right, so we are gonna let's do that, and what we'll do is we just need to. I'm gonna put out an Instagram post following up on this contest, and we'll get all the information out there this week on how you can win one of these awesome custom cards from Lunumbra. We definitely want to get these in the hands of our listeners because, I mean, these cards are just phenomenal, stunning. I mean, yeah. I think I'm in love with the Porygon. That one might have to come home.
You've got to see him. And like the Shining Ho-Oh too, it's so crazy that you can take an artwork like that, put it on a golden stock card or like a silver, and it entirely changes the look of it.
All right, guys. So awesome. So we're going to do some giveaway stuff. We'll have information coming on Instagram in the coming days. This is going to be really cool, and we want to get some artists recognized out there in the podcast verse. You know, we gotta definitely. It blew my mind when I found it. So I'm hoping that we could, some of our listeners could potentially have an aha moment once they see what's going on in this culture.
Absolutely.
All right, man. We really appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you so very much. Adam, you got anything else?
No, just keep doing what you're doing because it's amazing, and I appreciate you getting in touch with all of these creators, and the artwork's amazing, and I want to see more.
Thank you.
Yes. Then please plug away. Let us know where we can find you. All the links will be in the description, but go ahead and whatever you want to promote. Plug Town. That's what this is right now.
I like it. So yeah, a majority of my stuff is on Zaba.tv. That's my shop, and you can get everything. Again, that discount code Ketchum15, CATCH, not Ash Ketchum. And then also I've got the YouTube channel, youtube.com/ZabaTV. I do custom cards, but also in the beginning I made custom amiibos. We're talking like 20-inch golden Marios with amiibo chips in their feet. So I'm not just customizing trading cards, I'm doing the whole gamut of stuff, and there should be a Sonic coming out sometime this summer, so keep an eye out for that.
Gotta go fast.
And of course, Instagram /Zaba Cards. But you guys rock. Thank you so much for having me on this. This has been a blast.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks
no worries.
again. Thanks. Yep. And we will we'll definitely be in touch in the future. We appreciate you coming on.
All right. Thank you.
All right. We're back. That was a great time talking to Hunter at Zaba TV. I hope everyone is super excited to check out what he has going on his site. Just got to check out these artists, man. It gives you, when we look through these cards and we rip open these boosters, and I always say like, oh man, look how awesome this art is. My jaw hits the floor whenever I check out Zaba.tv. So check it out. Say what's up. Tell them we sent you. All right, let's get into Pokemon Go. This has been, I think the norm for this game, Adam, is probably going to be constant events to the point where they're going to end up having the end of one and the beginning of another one overlapping. It's just going to run 365 days a year. Like, I don't think this train is stopping.
Yeah, they figured it out. They know how to. They've got their hooks into us.
I don't want to spend too much time on Pokemon Go, but there is a ton to talk about. So if you want to hear in-depth, detailed information on Pokemon Go, you can check out Lured Up. That's our other podcast on a separate feed. Check out luredup.com and get that. You can just subscribe over there if you want to hear all the details on Pokemon Go. But let's run through a couple things real quick. We had Community Day number 5. That was Charmander. That was this past Saturday. And we have Community Day number 6 announced, which is June 16th, which is Larvitar. So the Community Day wagon is just absolutely insane because everyone was super excited for Charmander, and you have that nostalgic connection. But Larvitar, people are excited because this is the number 1 meta Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So this is going to completely imbalance the meta. Like, this is going to be nuts with everyone ending the day with 1,000 Tyranitar candy. It's going to be crazy.
And then Alolan forms were announced that they'll be coming in a few weeks.
Dude, where did this message come from? Niantic actually did it. They were able to hit us with a Sidewinder and blindside us. Something actually did not leak. I cannot believe this actually got out. Now, the reason I think this got out safely is because what they say in the press release is that Alolan forms will be coming in the coming weeks. So they almost had to drop this note to us before anything even touched the code. Because the second it touches the code, Trowels over at GoHub is going to find it and blast it all over the internet. But I'm psyched for them. They actually got this off. No one saw this coming.
And I think that this is a tie-in for the Nintendo Switch. So.
Yes, it is. And I'm doing a dance right now. If you can see me, I'm so excited about that. I can't wait. So we just wrapped up Community Day. We just learned about the new Community Day. We just had the fighting event end. And what do? Alolan forums. What do they do right after that?
Adventure Week.
and they pulled in typical Niantic fashion hey, later on today, this is what's going down. So literally they give you the half a day heads up. And Adventure Week is live right now. It goes through June 5th. Increased rock type spawns. Aerodactyl is back as a raid boss. And now Aerodactyl, Ammonite, and Kabuto, all shinies, are in the game. So those lines will have shiny Pokemon available in Pokemon Go. And the Aerodactyl is really interesting because it's only available as a raid boss. So you can't find it in the wild. Have to duel it as a raid. But just nonstop barrage of things happening in Pokemon Go. If you've never played, get in now. There's stuff going on. It's awesome.
Get in while you can.
Yeah, Buddy Candy is going to be 4 times faster. There's going to be extra... Oh, this is nuts. They really are pushing the message of get out there and go to new places. So they're giving you a 10 times bonus on Pokestops that you've never spun before. So a new Pokestop will give you 2,100 XP. So with a Lucky Egg, we're talking 4,200 XP. So if you go to a new town that's got, 20 or 30 Pokestops in it and hit them all new, fresh for the first time with a Lucky Egg, this is it's going to be an exceptionally efficient way to earn XP. And this, Adam, I have a feeling if you get out there, dude, this could be opportunity to push you over the edge for 40.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can do that, but I kind of wanted to do it at GoFest. But no, I've been ripping through Ho-Oh raids recently, so I mean, my experience is I'm at least 70% now.
Yeah, that's another thing that Niantic slipped in on us. Oh yeah, Ho-Oh is back, and you can get shiny Ho-Oh. It's just like a barrage. It's nonstop. You can't even keep up with it. I forget what's happening, and it just happened 2 days ago. It's nuts.
And the best is that everybody sees a Latias, and they're like, I'm just gonna go home.
Yeah.
If you guys want to do it, you can. I'm gone. That's
what I did today. I'm getting off the highway. There's a level, tier 5 egg about to pop. I'm on my way there. It's a couple minutes from my house. And then I'm pretty much about to pull up as the egg is popping, and it's Latias, and it's deflated. This is just not exciting. No, but I don't care. I'm going to continue to do it no matter what. But yeah, that was fun. But I do need that shiny Ho-Oh, unlike someone else.
Yeah, I may have gotten that today.
Dude, it's so awesome. I saw the photos you put up, man. It's a good looking Pokemon.
Yes. I was like, hey guys, let's all put our phones in and do the shiny check together. They're like, no. And I'm like, okay. And then I touch mine as fast as possible. And I'm like, shiny!
That's awesome. That is so cool. All right, let's jump over to the VG. The Ultra No Holds Barred online competition. We mentioned this last week on the show. Registration is ended. By the time this show airs, it will be in mid-swing. This is the tournament that's only on the Ultras, so only Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. It's going to be going from the 25th to the 27th. So like I said, it'll be pretty much wrapping up as this podcast comes out. Good luck to everyone that participates. 50 battle points are on the table. Let us know if you participated. Let us know how it went for you and how many battles you actually did. We want to kind of get some feedback from the VG community. This is something that we, Adam and I, as hosts of the podcast, want to learn more about, and the community is definitely going to be the conduit to that. So if you've got experience playing in these tournaments, get in touch with us. Let us know how it goes. All right, let's jump over to Pokémon Center. We were talking about the amazing Team Skull stuff that came out last week, and the accessory kit that I was raving about is sold out. So that great like cosplay kit that came with the beanie and the scarf and the chain and all that, it is out of stock.
It's out of stock? That's insane.
They actually, and the thing with Pokemon Center is when something goes out of stock, it doesn't say out of stock. They just literally remove the whole listing. So I had like broken links because you couldn't even get to that page anymore because the whole thing was pulled down. So, there is a tab on the homepage of Pokemon Center for back in stock items. So if you want to get that kit, keep an eye on that back in stock. So when it comes back in, they'll feature it in that tab. So check that out. But new pins dropped. We always go a little giddy for pins on the show, and these are some really cute ones. I'm a huge fan of this Pikachu pin. And it's like, dude, I'm sure I have 20 or 30 Pikachu pins at this point.
But this one's the best out of all of them.
I don't know what it is about this one. I just love it so much.
They just like one up everything they do. They're like, what's our last one look like? Let's make it look better than that one.
So there's 3 sets of pins that came out. There's a 2-pack combo with Pikachu and Dedenne. And the Dedenne looks really cute as well, but I don't know, the Pikachu takes it for me. And then there's the Ghastly line has a set, that trio, and then the Tapus have a set. And the Tapus are really cool because they each look so very different. So I kind of like that about it, but you can't go wrong with pins, man. I love pins. It's just, they're sturdy, they're going to last forever, and they're easy to display. You know what it is? Why I appreciate them as an adult parent now? They're small.
They're small. They're small.
Because
like all of them that I have are in a small jar.
That's what I mean. It's like, I don't want anything that takes up space. I have no more space. It's like I can get a cork board and just display all the pins, and it only takes, a half inch off one of my walls that's flat anyway. So, but if you're into pins, into this stuff, check out Pokemon Center. We'll put the link in the description. Buy some pins. Now, finally, let's get into this episode of the anime. The name of this episode is Who Gets to Keep Togepi? The original U.S. air date was March 27th, 1999. What we're going to do is take a small break. When we come back, we'll have our Netflix queued up. We can sync our Netflix, hit play at the same time. You can throw your volume down to mute, down to 0, watch along with us, and take part in the shenanigans. So we'll be right back, and we'll get this watch along going.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, we're back. We have our Netflix queued up. We're going to hit play in 3, 2, 1. Play. I was contemplating as I was editing last episode. I was saying, should we skip the intro? And I was like, I don't know. I kind of like having the intro. I don't know what it is, and I don't want this conversation to be played out because we've been talking about it at the head of every show every time we watch it, but it's like, I just love this intro so much.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same boat. I mean, look at it. Boom. Captures in a Pokeball. Like,
just I want Zubat carrying Bulbasaur. That's my favorite. Where is it? It's coming. Gary.
I don't know. I'm still a
Come on,
huge
Zubat.
fan.
Where are you, Zubat? Where are you, Zubat?
No, that's Charizard shooting some fire.
Yep. Here it comes.
There it is.
Oh, it's Butterfree. It's Butterfree. What am I talking about, Zubat? It's Butterfree. That's right. Oh, it's so good.
So the opening is blue skies in what looks to be a Pokemon Center.
It's like, so we're in town again. We've kind of been lost for a couple episodes where the last episode we didn't know where they were, and there was Officer Jenny, but we still didn't know where we were. And now we're in this random town in a Pokemon Center, but we still don't know where the heck we are. But as soon as Ash walks in, he gets a notice or a letter from Professor Oak to give him a call, and they're on one of their newfangled video phones, and they make a call back to Professor Oak. We still don't know where they are.
Oh, and there's Muck. There's Muck.
Yeah, this was pretty cool. You forget about that Muck episode, like how crazy that was with that whole takeover with all the Mucks. But look at him, dude! He's so big, and I love the fact that Ash's Pokemon are always giving Professor Oak a hard time. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, where's Gary's Pokemon?
But I haven't caught any new ones.
Out and back doing chores, probably.
Being helpful.
That big Krabby, yeah, actually doing something. Serving a purpose, not destroying stuff.
Pokédex upgrade? Pokédex upgrade? No,
All right, so I thought this part was pretty interesting. So what Professor Oak is explaining to Ash here is that there's an upgrade for the Pokédex, and I kind of like how they did this because if you remember the episode we're talking about Togepi is not a Gen 1 Pokemon. So Ash needs to upgrade his Pokédex in order to have the new database loaded in, so pretty much what we're watching right now is Gen 2 being, downloaded into the Pokédex, which is pretty cool.
Professor, we're on our way right now.
Ash gives him the peace sign.
I know. We can do it. I love the Magikarp Cafe.
Could head to Cinnabar Island and the Cinnabar Gym.
Look at Brock just holding onto the egg. Oh, polishing it ever so gently.
Well, I like this because they name drop Cinnabar Island and the gym and stuff like that because, again, we don't have a frame of reference of where they are because they've just been traveling from, mountains to desert to jungle to city to barren wasteland to, coastline to all this stuff. It's like, where the heck are they?
What? You mean you sleep with that egg?
It's the only way it'll hatch.
Creeper.
So Brock's a creeper with girls, and now he's sleeping with the egg. I'm like, come on.
It's gonna hatch out of that thing anyway.
Missy's face is priceless.
Incubating, man. He's got to incubate it.
He's gonna walk with it, not sleep with it.
Could be, Misty.
Oh, I love that picture of Misty. I love that. And this is so creepy.
And she thinks out of this egg there's gonna be a tentacruel.
That's a
Like what?
possibility, too.
Ash is like,
I like this
he's
throwback,
scared,
yeah.
he's scared that it might be an Aerodactyl.
From a Pokemon canon, lore and mythos, have they ever really explained the phenomena of Pokemon eggs and how they come to be? Like,
No, he said it
Ditto.
was
like they're talking Ditto.
Ditto
Like-
and then the daycare.
Like, 'cause they're talking exactly. It gets busy in the back room, but it's like, they talk about all these different potential Pokemon that could come out of this egg, and I kind of like that. Even Team Rocket here is confused. They don't know what it could be either because they may not be up on the new, fresh Gen 2 stuff.
Pokemon, I can break tradition.
That animation where James is just trying to listen into the conversation
Yeah,
is
it's so
awesome.
good.
Hello, everybody.
And trusty map.
And trusty James and Drag. Come on, the best.
We pick up an egg.
I mean, they should be just synchronized dancers.
They're
I mean,
creepy,
swimmers.
They're creepy.
Pokemon eggs.
And look at these eggs. These look exactly like the Togepi eggs.
Won't you buy some, please, please, please?
Listen to James' voice is so good. Oh, please, won't you buy some?
Please.
Be seen. Show me.
Okay.
So creepy, dude.
He's like, normally I'd
And
be...
look, you see, do you see where Brock pulled the egg from? He had it like skin to skin, like under his shirt, like on his belly, like, Oh, it's so good. And this is like moved by Meowth too.
Which one is ours?
And like, none of those eggs look like Togepi's
It's the one
eggs.
with the stripes.
Make it double.
And then they're not even trying to get away. They're like, hey, we're actually Team Rocket. How'd you like us?
Yeah.
To denounce the evils of truth and love.
They're like, switch the egg style. How'd you like it?
Is that it?
Uh-huh.
They're like, come on, we're doing our motto.
Finish.
Brock picks up the one that had no markings at all.
It's like, oh, this is an actual chicken egg.
Isn't this it?
So this is kind of weird how these are like gag eggs.
Meowth's got our egg.
It was.
Your egg.
But they peace out so fast. I was cracking up when I first saw that. I was like, yo, they straight up they rolled in like Debo and they're just, that's my egg. Just left.
It was because I made such a cute egg sales girl.
Yeah, maybe. So.
And I love this part because James is like, yeah, I will cook up some eggs.
So we were talking about in the past couple episodes, we've really seen a significant amount of character development out of Team Rocket, right? Well, maybe not with Jesse, but with James and Meowth for sure. we had that whole backstory with James and where he came from, and we sort of saw this different side of Meowth starting to come out with being helpful and taking charge. And now in this episode, we see a completely different side of Meowth, and he just adopts this like maternal instinct on this egg, and it's really weird to see because you usually, he hates everything. So it's like you actually see something that he's protecting and taking care of. It's like, what did he drink today?
Good night, little egg.
Look at the little hat.
So he's like Brock. Oh, just gonna sleep with the egg.
And it's like, where are they? They're just like squatting in some random cabin.
And then they had baskets of eggs. What do? Pick them up and then run? Because like, why are they following a trail of eggs? That's too. Like you'd notice that you dropped those big
just
eggs.
In case we need to find our way back, let's leave a trail of eggs.
I guess you have a point there.
I love that animation.
His head just falls down. Pikachu's little ear twitch.
Yeah, see, I was right. They're squatting in some random cabin in the woods. But look, they're like all set up, like they're cooking in the kitchen and stuff. It's like, dude, they moved right in.
And they have food, which is, a different, like, set of, I don't know. They normally are, like, struggling for food, and they've got rice and eggs.
Well, that's because they just, he walked into this cabin and probably pillaged the pantry. So, we've been talking also about Ash not really having the opportunity to battle or to, have much excitement. We did see a battle with Farfetch'd last week, but no real formal battles or heavy-duty stuff. This is pretty serious what goes on here, and look at this animation. This is some of my favorite animation of the entire season right here. I love the way that whole sequence went down. It was super aggressive. Like, again, whose cabin is this? They just did a total B&E themselves. They just broke through the window and just, like, walked in. But the way he sent Pidgeotto through the window, like, I just love this whole window. Yeah, dude, this whole exchange here is so awesome. Like, I just love the way they animated this. And look at that. That looks so cool. I'd be so scared if I was a kid.
Arbok comes out of nowhere. Oh, Meowth is close.
Oh, and these always hurt. Whenever I see this happen in the anime, it's like you get the claw marks. It's like, oh, dude.
Yeah, if you've ever had a cat scratch, it's exactly what it is.
She's like, interception.
Is this an episode? Is this Madden? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. It kind of looks like my bedroom.
Ooh. Just tossing an egg around. Like, come on. Oh, Pidgeotto. Let's get it.
Always comes through. I love this reminding me like Brady Bunch.
Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? Oh, Ash.
Oh,
no.
I like how the egg falls down, but then it's like Ash hits the ground later. But who saves the day?
Pikachu.
I love the little Pika that comes out too. It's so cute.
And then Team Rocket just gives up. Like, did you see that?
Well, they give up, but like the next sequence with Team Rocket, again, getting into like, look, all this craziness is happening. We have like everyone getting radiation poisoning right now. All this weird stuff is going on. But Team Rocket, they kind of, again, we're talking about the humanity and how that whole play on their tough guy persona, is broken and has been getting broken in a lot of these episodes where you see this, humanity in them. Like, watch Team Rocket right here. Oh my god, Misty's so cute. Togepi's so cute.
And I love how his like little tiny head just like popped out of the egg.
Popped out, yeah. It's like, I'm not really cuddly. I'm only half cuddly. But watch, now watch. Look! Look at Meowth's face. He's so happy. And like, wait a second.
Wait, we're actually bad guys. Go get him.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's so funny. You start to see these little hints of, the good side, and then what does Pikachu do? He just takes care of business and just lights them up, and they're like, yo, peace out.
That was awesome.
Where am I? Hi.
Oh, Peekaboo.
Oh, so cute. So cute.
It sure is, Misty. But what kind of Pokemon is it?
Ah, good question.
Bust out your new Pokedex
Now that Dexter's
2.0.
been upgraded, he'll know the answer.
Called him Dexter there. That he doesn't. You don't recall him the last time you even called him Dexter.
So, Togepi's your name. You even sound cute. You think so too.
Ash and Pikachu and Togepi.
Of
Hey,
course it's cute.
Pikachu.
All newborns are cute.
So, it might be good trivia that I can research here, but when did this actually release in relation to Gen 2 in the TCG?
I should. I'm the one.
So, like, how ahead? Because this had to have been.
I was the one who found it in the
It was within the first year of the anime, so I mean, it had to have been ahead of the actual Gen 2 release, right, in the TCG?
Well, I remember
Because it likes me best.
getting like the Cyndaquil, like that trio, like big Japanese but like binder. It was just those 3 or those 9 cards, but
Taken better care of it.
those starters. Like I remember getting that
That's right. I took care of it.
like relatively before everything else.
I don't know. That'd be good trivia because, I can imagine. I think it was the first 4 sets. The base set, Jungle, Fossil, Team Rocket, like all that stuff is Gen 1.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it wasn't until Neo. Neo
yeah,
was the,
right. The Gen 2 conversion.
So sensitive.
Save your pity. All I want from you is my Togepi.
there's more of Team Rocket's humanity.
Yep.
Team Rocket's acting almost human.
And see, Misty calls it out.
The way to decide this is with a Pokemon
And Ash is like, oh yeah? Let me take care of that for you.
That's right. We'll have a tournament, and whoever wins gets to keep Togepi. Are you
Look at
ready
Ash's
to
hat.
find
Looks so dumb
out?
here.
Right?
So, we'll have a 6-way tournament.
Right.
Wait a minute.
So we were asking for official legit battles, and what do they give us? An official legit battle in an arena. So awesome.
Hereby testify that neither of you performed a single act to assist Togepi.
See, look at this, and Meowth steps up here. It's like, yo, forget you. You didn't want to help me at all. I was the one who was nurturing it and half almost hard-boiled it in the spa.
Let's make it a sudden death battle by using just one Pokemon each.
I love how these battles go down though. Honestly, like
Now let's see. Which Pokemon should I
Well, I like that they go this whole process of they create the leader, the bracket. They're digging through their Pokeballs to figure out who to use. Like they're trying to work the strategy out.
What am I gonna do now?
And then Meowth has the amazing realization of like, what's he gonna do? And he's like, wait a second. Oh yeah,
Pokemon.
I could be my own lawyer. Dude, look at the laugh.
there's no
It's so funny.
way.
Yo, Meowth is focused.
And he's out. Good game. And he's just like throwing himself in the third party, like
Well,
Meowth,
that's what I mean.
let's
It's like Fight Club.
Meowth isn't doing all that badly.
I didn't know Meowth was so
Team just eating some potato chips.
Thrust attack can't do anything against Onyx's
Oh, I love how Brock looks there. It looks so awesome.
Bro, now.
He's like, I just dove for that shot.
What's wrong, Meowth?
Same animation as before.
But Meowth's scratch and bite attacks aren't any good against giant.
Hang in there, Meowth, you got this.
Pika pika.
I'll do it for Togepi.
I gotta do it for Togepi.
See, Meowth is focused. Don't mess with Meowth right now, because
Those weren't
he's
there
a
before.
cheater.
What do you say, Meowth? Do you surrender?
Meowth never says die.
So Brock was talking smack, and he's allowed to do that, but this was uncalled for.
That was so much water.
Out of 2 buckets. Oh, I love that sound effect.
And the one scratch or two, like
It was Fury Swipes. You hit him so many times, it was so fast, it only looked like one.
I didn't kill this child, and I'm gonna win this tournament.
God, I just remember playing the handhelds and like you getting hit with Fury Swipes, and it's just like, whoosh,
Battle sensation gym.
whoosh, you just keep getting hit. You're like, when will it stop?
or a double slap. It's like
All right. This is a famous scene. This is an infamous scene in Pokemon history. So Ash has to battle Misty. This is really cool because this hasn't happened since Cerulean City. But I think who did she want to bring out? Staryu, and Psyduck comes out.
Ash calls her out and says, "No, you can't take the Pokemon back." Basically saying that he's gonna win.
But what goes on next here will live in Pokemon infamy. Here it is. How many GIFs and memes of that with dumb sound effects and everything have I seen over the years? Oh my god. And then they follow it up with this. They're like, just when it couldn't get any more weird.
The battle's over. Ash and
Psyduck literally was tickled to the point that he had to submit. Oh, it's so weird.
winner will get Togepi.
All right, I choose Pikachu.
In that case,
So,
choose Meowth.
Again, we're talking about the humanity of Team Rocket. I like that they're just being well behaved and just sitting there as spectators, just watching the whole thing going down, and they're not like,
There's no cutscene to them being
Yeah.
like, "We're gonna rig it with explosives."
exactly. We're gonna blow the whole thing up.
Still remember when you were just
Oh, the memories, the memories of the one day they spent together.
Those are some fond memories.
Meowth will win you back. All right,
I love that bell, by the way.
use your Fury Swipe's attack.
And what is it? A can of soda?
Yep. Oh, it's so funny. It's like, so Pikachu probably used Quick Attack to get that close that fast, and like Meowth did not even see that coming. It was just so awesome.
Always get the
They literally had to drag him out. See, but Team Rocket, they do it right.
They accepted defeat.
Yeah.
Your new trainer. Goodbye
Poor
now.
Meowth.
Just dragging him on the ground.
Yeah, but you see that they kind of make you care about Meowth.
What's wrong?
Togepi, hey. It's no good.
I told you, but you didn't want to believe me.
And then after everything,
Yep.
Me now.
Well, I think it's pretty clear now who gets to keep Togepi.
Here.
Togepi is imprinted with the image of the first thing it sees after it hatches, thinking this is its mother.
Yeah, that explains it. When it hatched, Misty was the first thing it saw.
I knew it.
Pretty.
Togepi likes me because it thinks I'm its mother. Right, Togepi?
Oh, so
I love
cute.
you just like a mother would. You'll help
I'd
me
be
take
so
care of
scared to
Togepi,
crack the rest of the
won't you,
shell.
Pikachu?
And it'd be just be naked.
right?
Well, with Misty
Has anybody done like an artwork of that? Just like
Oh god, don't search DeviantArt.
naked Pokemon.
Hold on, I'm going right now. All right, we get to, obviously the outcome of the episode is Misty is now the official owner and trainer of Togepi, which is cute. She deserves it. She's been through a lot, I guess.
Ash should have right there. Ash should have said, "Okay, I know I owe you a bike, but here's a Togepi.
Yeah, can we call it even? Stop following me, lady.
Let me go."
But what do you think of the episode? I mean, I liked it. It's it's still
It was
not what I
fast
was
paced.
expecting, but it definitely moved fast. I like that kind of regrounding and reset with the connection to Professor Oak. It kind of reminds you that Ash is still on a mission. So I have promise there, because I always beat that drum that I just want him to do gym battles and stuff. So I like that he talked to Professor Oak, and Professor Oak was like, "Yeah, you're still on the mission. Let's upgrade you and get you some more information so you can move forward." I really like that. It's a good episode. I liked it. What'd you think? I mean, did you?
I enjoyed the tickling, the licking,
Dude, the licking. Oh my god, that's
the egg
an
cradling.
infamy. So funny. All right, so
There's a lot of battles. A lot of
yeah, and the animation style was definitely a little bit different. And Team Ota is the animators that do pretty much, I think, like the first couple 100 episodes, and then iterations of the original team carried on to do it for years and years and years. But it's cool to see as these episodes go on that even though it's the same animation house, the same animation team, they still figure out a way to make things look different. And I just love the way that they played on perspective and, the motion lines and all that stuff in this episode. It just made the animation look really cool. So I could take. I'll trade the fact that they're still not on track for. I'll see your diluted storyline and raise you some cool animation, and I could accept that. So.
And more, you get personality from Meowth, so it's nice to see that too.
More character development, absolutely. And now we have an official. We don't just have like an inanimate egg. We actually have a new person or a new Pokemon to interact with in the show. So, the final thing we do on every episode is open a booster pack. Now, I do not have a booster because I'm a slacker, and I didn't go to the store to get it because I'm just a slacker. So, because Adam has been so obsessed with Pokemon TCG,
I have
Adam
2
is
packs.
He's gonna open a pack for me.
All right, this first one's for you. Okay.
If it's an ultra rare, I get to keep it.
Wait. What did I sign up for? All right. First pack is... Oh, these are both Forbidden Light. Just to set the stage there. Binacle, Rockruff, Gibble, Flabebe, Skiddo, Fossil Excavation Map Trainer, Lysander Labs Trainer, Dedenne, Ultra Recon Squad Reverse Hollow, and a Zygarde GX. Just a regular one, but like...
Outta here.
That's so sweet.
Awesome.
Cell Connector, Verdict
yes.
GX. All right. We're starting off good. Second pack.
You want that Malamar.
Yeah, I just want Malamar. I don't want anything else. Just want Malamar.
Oh, chocolate-covered marshmallow.
All right. Scatterbug. Honedge. How do I even say this? Helioptile? I don't know. Helioeptile. Bergamite. Skidoo. Trainer Unidentified Fossil. Mesprit. A Floette. My reverse hollow is a Flabebe. And my rare is an Alolan Marowak.
Okay. All right. Well, you did hit pay dirt in that first pack. That's awesome. So
yeah,
check out our social media, Adam. I'm sure you'll get a picture of that up on Instagram, and that'll push over to Facebook as well. But check out that card. I'm sure it's awesome. Zygarde is cool. It can look very diverse. So looking forward to seeing the new art from Forbidden Light. I haven't seen it yet. All right, so that's going to wrap up the show. Adam, you got anything else?
No, just keep being awesome people listening to the show. We appreciate it.
Check out Gotta Watch 'Em All for everything that we do. Like I said earlier, we have both RSS feeds from our shows up there, as well as links to everything that we're doing. Email us, info@gottawatchemall.com, and leave us a review on iTunes. That would help us greatly. If you could do it for both of our shows, I'd give you a virtual high five. And if you're extra special, like Terry Wolf, you could check out patreon.com/gottawatchemall. We've got some goals up there. We want to interact with you. We've got a Discord for our patrons. We'd love to have you in the Discord. We could throw around some cool images and communicate with trainers from around the world. So definitely check that out. Be our patron in the amount of $1 a month and get access to our Discord. So we'd love to have you in the Discord and interacting with other trainers from our community. Other than that, I can be found online personally at ProudGamerTweet on Twitter. Adam, where can they find you?
You can find me online personally at Phoenix Back for Fire.
And once again, special shout out to Hunter from Zaba TV. And everyone, we'll see you next week for another fun-filled episode of the Gotta Watch 'Em All podcast. And good night. All right, good night.
What?